Salvete discipuli. Today is just a short video on the third and final lesson in Chapter 11 for Latin for the New Millennium, and it is on the enclitic particle, a somewhat intimidating name for a not very complicated concept. Basically, an enclitic particle is attached to the end of a word, okay? So that's just what an enclitic particle is. It's attached to the end of a word. There are two enclitic particles that are very, very common, but there are more that are also somewhat common, and we'll learn them throughout the rest of the year. The first enclitic particle that you're going to learn is que, and que translates the same way as et. Okay, so let's consider the following sentence. It's the same sentence, it translates the exact same way, but in one sentence we use et to mean and in the second sentence we use que to mean and, okay? So in the first sentence, Regina donum novum pueris et puellis mittebat, okay? And in the second sentence, Regina donum novum pueris puellisque mittebat. Okay, so these sentences, and you can see the only difference is whether we use et or que. When we use the enclitic particle que, you always put it on the end of the last word that you're connecting, the last word that you want to mean and, okay? So the first sentence translates, or actually both sentences translate, the queen was sending a new gift to the boys and the girls, okay? Pueris et puellis, boys and girls. The second sentence, exact same thing. The queen was sending a new gift, pueris puellisque, okay, to the boys and the girls. Now notice that the que is put on puellis, but you translate it before puellis, okay? So it's put on the end of the word, but it's translated in English before it, okay? So that's the first enclitic particle. The second enclitic particle you're going to learn is ne. And ne doesn't mean anything, actually. It doesn't translate into English. What ne does is it turns a statement into a question, okay? First thing you need to know is that it's always put on the end of the first word of the sentence, okay? And once you see that ne on the end of the first word of the sentence, you know to translate it like a question. So let's consider the following two sentences. Pater crudelis filium in silva relinquit, okay? And in the second sentence, paterne crudelis filium in silva relinquit. So this first one, the one without the ne, translates like a statement. The cruel father leaves his son in the woods, or abandons his son in the woods, okay? Statement. But once we add the ne, it turns it into a question. So now this sentence reads, does the cruel father abandon his son in the woods? Or is the cruel father abandoning his son in the woods, right? So this little enclitic particle makes a statement into a question. That's it. There will be a few more, but like I said, the enclitic particle, not a very difficult concept, maybe a little intimidating a title for it. All right, take good notes. I will see you in class. Walete.